been about a month since I posted my last sort of rambly uni post blues video, and I thought I'd sort of do a part 2 or, uni blues 1.1, because this will probably be a continuation of stuff, because I know I find talking like this, even just to a camera, even if this video was just for me, really helpful. I'm back with the list making. Who knows if I'll use it and whether it will actually, be under 5 minutes, whatever I said last time. What's happened in the last 4 weeks? A lot. Some very negative stuff, some stuff last week in particular was very difficult. Job interviews, had a few, not got a few, all learning experience. I'm learning that it takes, well, I know this about myself, it takes me a long time to get over things, but I'm not very good at visualising, oh, I won't get it. I said that to myself, but it only wouldn't happen after, like, the world has ended. But I'm learning that external things don't determine my worth. Again, saying that, I feel through saying it, I'll slowly learn it. And I'm a little bit like this in my art at the moment, sort of stuck in that rut of not making, which for me is, well, sort of unknown, because I sort of make regardless of how I feel, because for me it is such a, I need to do this situation. I haven't really been doing anything, which, I don't know, the fact that there's this long pause makes me feel like, what have I actually got to say for myself? But I'm actually learning that it's really important to give yourself, or give myself this time to breathe. I am someone who rushes around to sort of escape the old plaguing thoughts and sort of negative thinking. That works and it doesn't. It works because I've got quite a lot of mental energy, but when I crash and burn, I sort of think, hang on a minute, why? I usually sort of channel that creativity into doing and making work, or writing, or sort of helping people. But the last couple of weeks it has just stopped, and I got really scared that it would never come back. And that's something I've always thought of. The last couple of years it was way more intense than it is now. I sort of literally would be like, what's happened? Like, I can't see clearly, can't see the fog, but I'm learning to not deal with it. I'm learning to understand why it's happening to me. But I sort of wanted to share a little rambly video about other ways I found to be creative. Or, I know, I had this conversation with a few of my close friends, and they said, you don't have to be doing all the time to be creative. And I think because my way of thinking, or the way of seeing myself, is very black and white, I'm like, if I'm not making art, then who am I? Which is very, well, mega and dramatic is what I say. But yeah, I've put together some more other ways I've been, well, being creative, and I thought I'd share them, because I don't know, when you've graduated and it's sort of like you are propelled into this world of, what do I do next? I started letter writing to a couple of people, which I love to write. It's more about things rather than my own things. I'm better, I know I use it on Instagram, I'm better at writing or speaking. But with letter writing as well, it's a two-way thing. So it's a lot more private than the way I perhaps talk about things and write about other people's work online and stuff. But it's I'm really excited to sort of do this, because it's a way of understanding someone, but also a way of understanding yourself, because it's done over a certain period of time, and sometimes life gets in the way and you won't do it. But yeah, I had my first letter a couple of weeks ago from the person I'm writing with, and, well, I'm a huge admirer of her work, so the fact that she was like, oh, let's just write to each other, I was like, that's really exciting. Something else I've been trying to do, and I think that sort of goes hand in hand with the running from myself, running from the not doing, is going to new places. Again, that's not always viable if, you live in the middle of nowhere, or, financial reasons and stuff. I have a little bit of money from selling work in my last job that meant I can just, well, go to places. So that was Falmouth last week. Odd week. Sometimes, I don't know, it's tricky knowing, going back to somewhere that you know is good for you, but you know that you've had some of the hardest periods of your life. My headspace at the moment where my work's always been multidisciplinary, and I've always been like, I do this, this and this. And usually if I'm bored, I can sort of jump around I can jump around and do the other thing. So collage, meh. And I've always thought that's made me experimental, but at the moment my headspace means I'm not able to sort of connect to anything, which is very difficult because I'm sort of... My usual way of working is if I have an idea, I make it or I do it. Because if I don't see it physically, I can't, you know, solve the problem or see a way forward. But at the moment, it's not really there. A couple of things. I'm learning that to voice it is okay. And last week before were very difficult because it was like, what do I do? I don't know, when you feel the shift in something, it is quite good to see. Sometimes it is really difficult to see that shift when you are very much dug underneath all the the negative thinking. I've been trying to go to a few more exhibitions. I live nearish to London, outside, not on the tube or anything, so it is a little bit more expensive to get in, but it is worth it. I saw the Klimt and Schiele show, which again fed me in some way. I'm thinking of just letting it sit in my head at the moment. I don't know, it's tricky when you've got so much you want to do, but there isn't the mental energy to do it. Not sticking to the list, just sort of rambling as per, but I think that what I'm learning is it's important to treat your artistic practice as a human or another person, and let it breathe and let it have that space to be. And by that I think I have a real habit of smothering my art practice, if that makes any sense, and it is important to let it have that time, or to give myself that time away from things. I'm just not very good at it, so I think that in not doing, I'm learning a lot more about myself because I'm finding other ways to... My head is a lot more clearer than it has been, but I don't necessarily see the positives in that, but I'm trying to. Yeah, don't really know what this was, but I was just voicing. Thanks.